The FBI releases Nikola Tesla files. The FBI had seized all documents of Nikola Tesla 73 years ago, after his death, and now they have released information about the seizure along with a whole cache of documents. Belongings of Tesla packed into 80 trunks on order of the FBI. The actions of the FBI took in seizing the intellectual property of Nikola Tesla brought about a great deal of resentment in those who were interested in the scientific contributions and legacy. While many know that the FBI took his personal belongings, not that many realize that they shipped the items in 1952 to Belgrade, Yugoslavia, thanks to pressure from the nephew of Tesla. The belongings of Tesla were packed into 80 trunks, and items are now in the Nikola Tesla Museum in Belgrade, which is home to the biggest collection of his personal items. Most of the outrage was down to the fact that Tesla was a naturalized U.S. citizen when he died, and many people saw the order from the Office of Alien Property suspicious. It made it perfect for conspiracy theorists, but what was not made clear was just why the FBI then chose to give the nephew of Tesla everything. Anybody still interested might now be able to find out and put the missing jigsaw puzzle pieces back together. Death Ray was the most notable document FBI seized. It was said that one of the most notable other documents that the FBI seized was about the Death Ray invention of Tesla, also known as the Peace Ray. The Death Ray was said to be an apparatus that was able to produce manifestations of energy in free air, generating tremendous electrical force with repelling force and a gun. News about the Death Ray had first appeared in 1934 in the New York Times, and they reported it could bring down 10,000 enemy planes at a 250-mile distance. Tesla had reportedly said it would make war impossible. Quote, an apparatus for producing manifestations of energy in free air instead of a high vacuum, as in the past. The mechanism for generating tremendous electrical force. The means of intensifying and amplifying the force developed by the second mechanism. A new method for producing a tremendous electrical repelling force. This would be the projector or gun of the invention. This is facts according to Wikipedia. Tesla was seen as a threat by the FBI. A lot of people are only vaguely aware of the scientific discoveries and inventions of Tesla, who died in 1943 in New York City. The FBI had thought of him as being something of a threat, and information gathered regarding him was suppressed by the mainstream USA. This is quite obvious because the school system left Tesla out of their history books. Tesla was found dead in a hotel room by a maid, and it was said that he had died due to coronary thrombosis. The day after his death, and on the 9th of January, the FBI ordered the U.S. Office of Alien Property to take all of the belongings of Tesla and then take them to the Manhattan Storage and Warehouse Company and put them under an OAP seal. The whole Nikola Tesla FBI file can be found in the link below. vaultfbi.gov. Revealed FBI releases declassified Nikola Tesla documents. Entitled The Electrical Genius, inventor Nikola Tesla has been considered one of the greatest minds of modern age, bringing about revolutionary concepts that are still mind-blowing scientists' minds even to this day. There have been several conspiracy theories regarding some of his controversial inventions and their whereabouts. Tesla was a man who envisioned a world filled with free and rich energy, but some of his work could create catastrophic damage if it were to be dropped in the wrong hands. The quote-unquote death ray is one of those weapons that we can imagine coming from a science fiction story. but one brilliant mind came up with a design for a really powerful death beam, and people have been wondering where the blueprints and plans for such a devastating weapon could be hidden. New declassified information regarding Nikola Tesla, including his quote-unquote death ray, has been released to the public eye. The FBI files tell of even more bizarre technical concepts invented by Tesla. Nikola Tesla's anti-gravity technology, flying saucers powered by Tesla coils, and the ether. In the mid-1800s to the early 1900s, Tesla filed for more than 110 patents in various technologies, from his magnifying transmitter that uses an air coil or vortex to generate massive voltages, to wireless transmissions of power, which Tesla used to prove transmission of data, power, and even lightning, a layer of the strata as early as 1900. For this reason, many consider Nikola Tesla to be one of the most brilliant scientists the world has ever seen. Ether, anti-gravity, and harnessing the power of the universe. Tesla's dramatic theory of gravity explains the reason between gravity and electromagnetics in the same field. This was due to the presence of ether, AETHER, also known as ether, which is a space-filling medium that is necessary for the propagation of forces, either through electromagnetic or gravitational in nature. In plain English, ether is the medium necessary for an exchange on these levels. Also, ether was removed from theory in modern physics and was replaced with more abstract models. In looking at Tesla's ideas and results, it happens that modern physics is totally wrong. In the late 1800s, Tesla presented his dynamic theory of gravity, which was a model over matter, ether, and energy. Tesla's version of this medium is closer to the gas theory and has extreme elasticity and a very high permeability. He also felt that ether was much more common and filled all of the space, all throughout the universe. This ether was known as luminiferous ether or akasha, and was acted upon by different forces creating life, or manipulating different forces such as electromagnetic or gravitational, and when said forces were removed, the akash would revert to its native state. Tesla showed us by and how the frequency and voltage of the Earth's microwave radiation were influenced by the gravity and density of our planet, with several exhibits, and did so in a very high degree of mathematical certainty. So what does this mean? Well, essentially, Tesla proved more than 100 years ago that gravity is nothing more than a secondary effect of an imbalance of other forces. Tesla currents can, in theory, create an anti-gravity state. There is no doubt that Tesla was ahead of his time, despite the fact that modern physics has dismissed the importance of luminiferous ether. Nikola Tesla's theory remains sound and have more validity than anything before or since. The lost papers of Nikola Tesla having to do with secret anti-gravity technology. Nikola Tesla was a man of the future, and if it wasn't for him, life as we know it would be much different today. Did you know that Nikola Tesla predicted the modern smartphone in 1926? We would be able to communicate with one another instantly, irrespective of distance. But not only this, but through television and telepathy, we will be able to hear one another as perfectly as though we were face to face, despite intervening distances of thousands of miles. Drone patent by Nikola Tesla. He also created the first drone patent over 100 years ago, in 1898 to be precise. Tesla, who is considered as one of the greatest minds missing from history, made unprecedented breakthroughs such as wireless radio communications, turbine engines, helicopters, fluorescent and even neon lights, torpedoes, and X-ray. In fact, by the time of his death, Nikola Tesla held around 700 worldwide patents, and nearly all of them are in use today. Nikola Tesla and anti-gravity. But Tesla was interested in different technologies, and anti-gravity was one of them. Curiously, if we take a look at William R. Line, a Tesla scholar and author of the book Occult Ether Physics, we will learn that among the manuscripts found in the scientist's house after his death were various notes on anti-gravity. In his book about Nikola Tesla, Line writes that Nikola Tesla spent the last years of his life collecting and researching information on a groundbreaking revolutionary propulsion system that utilizes the ether's force to mobilize objects. It seems that Tesla even wanted to test out his anti-gravity technology, which is why Tesla's latest patent, filed in 1928, recognized as patent number 6555114, was that for a flying machine that looked both like a helicopter and an airplane. This revolutionary vehicle used a never-before-seen propulsion system that would have changed everything we know about the flight. Maybe if Tesla had achieved what he envisioned in his mind, we would be traveling between the stars by now. Did aliens help Tesla to invent the first anti-gravity machine? Nikola Tesla is a name of some fame, a brilliant scientist probably known best for his contributions to AC, electrical power, the form of power he believed to be superior for transmission versus DC, direct current. Alternative current versus direct current. Others may recognize him from Tesla coils, creations for generating extremely high voltages and used today by various art installations and even for the generation of music. Tesla was known for being eccentric at best and perhaps a little crazy at worst. He had many inventions of varying scientific legitimacy, including many that sadly the main technology was only known about in his head because he never wrote anything down. Some people have suggested that perhaps Tesla's inspiration was perhaps not of this world due to the radical and progressive nature of his discoveries and inventions. Among the strangest of his inventions was what appeared to be a man-made UFO, a flying saucer designed by Tesla himself, containing various high-power components such as huge capacitors for storage of electricity used for propulsion, as well as devices that he explained but were not at all at that time able to be built. These include complex computers and flat screens to show the outside as well as allow the pilot to adjust his viewpoint quickly and easily. These instructions are so radical that they have added fuel to the fire of the belief that perhaps Tesla had inspiration from outside the Earth. Some even theorize that Tesla had got the idea of the UFO from actual aliens. They say this would explain the similarity as well as the presence of technology that did not currently exist. But we're unsure if we personally believe Tesla had contact with aliens, but his ideas were evolutionary and far beyond some others of his time. If even half of the inventions he designed but never built worked then, the idea that this all came from one man becomes more unbelievable. We may never know for sure where Tesla got his inspiration, but either way, he was a great man who helped to push forward our understanding of electricity as we know it.